Alf, we've got to tell them, it looks to be that hobby scams, sports card scams, are on the rise, unfortunately, as we move through 2024. We will dive right in. Stick around. Hello, sports card hobby friends and family. We are back again. It is another video. Hope everybody had an amazing weekend. A couple of quick housekeeping items. I participated in a Price is Right show on my buddy Chris Baseball Card Collector Investor Dealers channel. And my episode, my first round episode, is out today up against Danny Black. I'm not going to give any sort of spoiler alerts. Danny Black runs Hobby News Daily. Formidable opponents. You'll have to go over there and see if I was able to pull it out, or if Danny squashed me in round one of The Price is Right. Huge thanks to today's video sponsor, COMC.com. 35 million plus card inventory, a treasure trove for collectors with a wide range of options to suit every taste and preference, whether it's marble cards, baseball cards, basketball cards, all of the above and much more. User-friendly COMC interface allows you to filter and search for cards with ease, ensuring you find exactly what cards you're looking for to add to your collection. Visit my links in the video description as well as in the pinned comments to start your COMC journey today. All right, I'm a part of a Facebook group called the Sports Card Scammer Tracker. Try saying that 9 times fast. But there's so many different stories on there, and I will say some of them are legitimate. Some of them are just kind of complaining where there's not necessarily any receipts for what happened. So you do have to kind of sift through a lot of the stuff there to figure out what is what. However, it does seem though when I would look at it that there's a lot of kind of trust me bro type stuff. You kind of think to yourself, well, are you shocked that that actually happened? Because it's always kind of like, oh, well, I'll pay 20% now and then, I'll pay the other 80% next week at my paycheck. Or, hey, let's work out some sort of a trade cash combination deal. There's a thing, of course, on Facebook that you might have seen or just on the internet where you coin a card so that you can prove, hey, that is your card. Some people Photoshop a coin with their name and so forth next to a card. So they're listing cards that are not theirs or taking people's money and not obviously they don't have the card or they're shipping a different card. While there's a lot of good buy, sell, trade type stuff that happens on Facebook, and really probably the majority of people are pretty easy to deal with and handle things fine, just keep an eye out for this sort of thing. If you're trying to go kind of off of the major websites where there's not really any protection. I know with eBay, there's a lot not to like about the fees. Whether we like it or not, there is shill bidding on eBay. We talked about it going back last week where there's pretty large sellers, frankly, that magically they're just relisting the same cards over and over again. And then when you look at kind of who the bidders were that were kind of bidding up to a certain price, these bidders are only bidding with these particular eBay stores 99% of the time. And it's like 500 bids. So that's kind of a clear red flag of stuff doesn't look right. So there's some shenanigans on eBay. It's just a huge site. Maybe they don't have the mechanisms to catch it, or I had a lot of commenters say that maybe they don't want to catch it, kind of like turn a blind eye to it. I don't really know what the answers are, but what happens is you have a lot of people that try to transact off of eBay. I'm using eBay because they're the largest, but you could use any auction house. Hey, let's transact off of the site. Well, sometimes it can go fine, and sometimes it can go really, really wrong. And even if somebody does have vouchers, people that vouch for them, sometimes there's fake vouchers too. Things are not always what they seem online. And so just be extremely careful. It does seem that there's an uptick in these scammy type stuff. There are just more and more posts. And then of course you've got repacks, razzes, and kind of the gambling products or strategies within sports cards. And it's kind of like, I think about it, it's like, you can go to a large casino and play poker there, or you can go to the neighborhood poker game and hope that that is an honest transaction. Hopefully it's an honest game, and it may or may not be. It might be a fantastic neighborhood game, underground game where they do everything perfectly well. It's a great time. But it could also be kind of treacherous. Just kind of a public service announcement that I'm putting out. Just be careful when buying cards and collectibles these days, because when people get desperate, they do desperate things, and unfortunately, there's losers in the end. I saw what looked to be a rumor that was circulating online about a large repacker that got busted for embezzlement. Again, no receipts, rumor mill. I've got nothing, but that is something that we've talked about so much. The big repackers, are they going to be able to continue to buy at this pace? How much does that affect the overall market? I know a lot of people will say, repacks not good, and that's fine. But I think a lot of people, including myself, really watching that repack space to see, is it going to remain as strong as far as the liquidity goes, or is it going to dry up? And if it does dry up, what does it do for a lot of card prices? Because it is obviously being held up. There's certain cards that are being propped up in the hobby market, in the sports card market, by repackers, good, bad, or indifferent. It's happening. It's an absolute fact that these cards would not sell at this velocity, at these prices, if it wasn't for repackers filling their product with the downtowns and the kabooms. I'll use those as a couple of examples. Next up, an interesting story again that I thought that, again, some of my hobby friends, it was circulating through around, and it is PSA prep and submission service. But man, you talk about adding a premium to this thing. Okay, so PSA prep, $15 a card. $15 a card for a card that's equal or less than $500, and $25 a card for cards over $500. For these sorts of prep prices, this is what I imagine my cards go through for these prices.
The treatment, which is popular in Asia, involves a client sticking their feet in a bowl of water. Then small fish, usually carp, nibble dead skin from the feet.
Lameme James actually had some really funny memes that were attached to this thing, and that's where I first saw this, so I'll kind of post these up as I'm talking. PSA 10 achievement fee. Okay, so you've got the prep fee, right? You've got the achievement fee, which is another $15 for a $500 or less card, $25 for a PSA 10 achievement fee for over $500. But get this, so you've got the prep fee, you got the achievement fee, but that's separate from the PSA grading fees. PSA grading fees are separate and based on service level. So yeah, if you're going kind of value bulk or whatever it's called, it's 15 to 20 bucks a card. And of course it goes up from there. So you could literally spend, for it to get your PSA 10, you could spend $100, $60 to $100 on prep, packaging, service, like achievement fees. So many fees. I feel like I'm looking, like now to submit a card, it's almost like looking at my AT&T bill. Like, what does this charge? What does that charge? It's like looking at a Walgreens receipt, this long. Like, what's happening? What do you get for $15, $25 a card? Again, just on what we've talked about as far as cleaning and repair, I got to assume that you're getting the BMW service. You're getting the Rolls Royce treatment with this thing. You're getting the buff, you're getting the soak, you're getting the mani-pedi, you're getting all the stuff. I'd be really curious to know what that looks like. But man, I just thought that was really funny. You talk about achievement fees. And some might say, well, yeah, you know what? They earned that. They earned that achievement fee. But what are they doing to achieve it? I just somehow doubt that it's just the microfiber to send it in and then to achieve that 10. I don't know. But now we're at the point, guys, where we've got PSA 10 achievement fees, the submitter taking a piece of the results. So wrap your head around that one. All right, my friends, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.